Welcome to another episode in the Golden Nugget series. This is episode number 4. If you're new here and you have no idea what that means, essentially it's where I'm making new videos every single week talking about my favorite personal development books which have made the biggest impact on my life. And what I do is I just share the key insight, the one big thing which changed my life, and I relate that to you to hopefully make an impact on your life. So in this video today, I'm actually talking about a book which really shifted the way I looked at life. And if you've not heard of it, it's called Man's Search for Meaning. It's by an author named Viktor Frankl. He's passed now. And if you have no idea what this book is, essentially it's just Viktor Frankl's experiences and the insights and lessons and a therapy he created called logotherapy. And he just basically outlines mainly his experiences in the Holocaust. He actually was in the concentration camps, and he just went through one of the biggest atrocities mankind has ever gone through. There were so many golden nuggets from this book in particular. I remember I was on the plane from London to Australia, and I was reading this book, and there was one line, this is not the golden nugget, but he basically talks about how there was a person sleeping next to them, and they were clearly having a nightmare. And he was just about to wake them up, and then he kind of paused because he realized that that person going through their nightmare in their head was no way near as bad as the reality they were facing in the Holocaust. And that just made me just pause for literally a minute. It just made me really realize what it was like. And I mean, I have no idea, but you can only imagine. And so what I want to do in this video in terms of the golden nugget is just share the golden nuggets. For me was actually in the preface. So it was literally in the first few pages, and it wasn't even written by the author. It was by an individual. His name was Harold Kushner. And there was just a few things I highlighted which I want to share in this video because he beautifully encapsulates what Viktor went through and the key things which kept him alive. And I use some of these quotes in my coaching. I use this in my life. I think they're so important. And so I'm just going to mainly read out the golden nugget for me, which is a quote. Essentially, it says, having a why to live for enabled them to bear anyhow. That was like the golden nugget for me. When the why is big enough, the hows take care of themselves. That was the golden nugget, because essentially what Viktor noticed in the concentration camps was most people around them, and totally fair enough, the external world was just so unbearable, so challenging, that people's internal world was just chaos and turmoil, and then most of them gave up internally. And those people who did give up on life, they were the ones he found that died first. But the ones who had a strong internal world, they had a why to live for. So Viktor's why was, one day I hope to see my wife. That was his why he should stay alive, because I really hope I can reunite again with my wife. And he found that the people who had a why to live for, they could endure the hows. And the hows were brutal, as most people would probably know. But it allowed him and other people to get through those atrocities and if circumstances permitted it, obviously, help them survive. And so I just find in life, to sort of high level this golden nugget, is a lot of people who I've met, my own experiences in life. I think a big thing, a big challenge in this day and age is things like procrastination. And there's these things we want to do, or there's things where we want to achieve, or maybe even there's like these challenges people are going through. And people really struggle to overcome those challenges or break through those barriers they're facing, or do those things which they know they really want to do or expect themselves to do, but they struggle. And I think the biggest reason is because they need external motivation to do those things because they don't have a why. When the why is really big, the hows take care of themselves. When the why is big enough, when you have inspiration, which is basically internal motivation, meaning you don't need motivation from the outside. You don't need people to tell you to do things, or they're hitting you with the stick so you avoid the pain from these people, or they're incentivizing you with a carrot. And it's like these external motivations. A lot of people need that in this day and age, and when those external motivations aren't there, they don't do anything because they don't have that internal why. They don't have a big enough reason to do those things to help them get what they want, or they don't have a big enough reason to change. And that's why they don't change. And that's why with me, I went through a period of like a huge depression, about 4 months. And for me, I knew that I wanted to change, and I wanted to not be in the circumstances I was in, but my why wasn't big enough, and I didn't change. And there's an amazing quote where when the pain of changing is more than the pain of staying the same. So imagine like scales. The pain of changing is more than the pain of staying the same. You're not going to change, because if you change, you associate lots of pain with it. But when the pain of staying the same is more than the pain of changing, meaning if I stay the same, it's going to cause me more pain than doing something, you'll change. And that's basically both of those scenarios. It's just how much do you want to change, or how much do you want to achieve that thing, or how much do you want to not go through the things you're going through right now. And so this book really taught me the value of having a why. If you have a big enough reason to do something, you will do it. And if you don't, you won't. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to leave the video there. So whatever you want to achieve, whatever it is you want in life, or whatever pains you're enduring, and whatever challenges you're going through, just have a look at why you want to change, why you want to achieve that thing, why you want to become this person. And be honest with yourself. If you know the why is not big enough, then before thinking about what you want to do, or how you're going to overcome this obstacle or challenge, or how you're going to achieve this vision, this dream, this goal you've got, my invitation is starting with the why first, the internal motivation. Because if you don't have that, you're going to require things and people and motivations on the outside to help you move in life. And that's not a very good strategy, because no one really cares about you that much. No one can really change your life. The only person who can change your life is yourself. So that's the video. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, if you want to stay subscribed, so when I release new videos in the Golden Nugget series, make sure you subscribe, you hit the subscribe button below. And whatever the biggest insight was from this video, I would love to hear it. So whatever you found most valuable, most useful, or most insightful, put it in the comments, and I would love to hear your feedback. But that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week in the next video.